All right, we're live.
All right. Oh, we lost today.
Hey, King Dow. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We had to do that.
Joe
Yeah.
got hit.
All right, I'll go ahead and kick us off. This is the place for sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Joining me on the show, we got Shelton J.
What's happening, man? What's happening?
And FIFO should be joining us soon. And I think Manny's going to join as well. I don't know if we're going to get a Q sighting. We probably won't see Q the way the Sixers ain't show up tonight versus the Nets. So, but yeah, as you guys see, man, this is just we're just coming to you guys. We're watching the game, man. We're gonna watch the second half and just hang out a little bit and talk about what we're watching. Right now, it is absolutely horrible for the Philadelphia 76ers. They look like chumps going up out there, and there are a lot of narratives kind of playing out in this game. Things that have been said about players, i.e. James Harden, that are revealing themselves and continue to reveal themselves. So yeah, man, we'll see how things go. But right now, 60-something% for the Nets, 20-something% shooting from the field from the Sixers, and most of that is James Harden. So that's the story of the game right now, outside of just defense.
Yep, 3 for 15 for Harden is ridiculous at this point. Joel Embiid showed up though. Embiid showed up in that first half. He played. I got excited, but him and KD was going at it like they was in each other's face a little earlier, and you can tell that that's some real I'm here to play tonight type stuff. And I love when they go against each other because they go at each other, and they are right now.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's a whole second half to go, man. And I think one of the things that I don't like is the lack of energy that I'm seeing from the Sixers. They look like they got punched and they don't want to get up. Mm-hmm. And that's just not the way to be. So no energy, lack of effort. It's nothing, man. I just don't understand it. And it's the complete opposite with the Brooklyn Nets. They're playing with fire, passion, desire. It sounds like a damn old school R&B song to win this damn game. Kyrie, Kevin Durant. I mean, they're focused. They're locked in. So yeah. So it's bad.
And I don't know if you remember me mentioning it, but I hated them trading Seth Curry. Seth Curry got 15 in the first half. And that's not the only reason it's that way, but I'm just saying his shooting makes a huge difference. Yeah, you had shooting with James Harden, but it's still not the same. And, he's more consistent than most. And even though Q said it, he's a trade piece. In a lot of cases, he is a trade piece, but he's a valuable member of the team. And like I said, tonight, him with them 15 points, those 15 points are big. And every one of them, they need it. And it's coming to fruition because if you look at the Sixers, Embiid has no help. He's alone tonight. Maxey got 4 points. Tobias got 5 points. Thibault got 2 points. Now, and didn't contribute much on the defensive end either. Nobody else other than James Harden with his 11, but he shot 3 for 15. Nobody else is in double figures. And the next closest player is DeAndre Jordan with 6 points. So nobody's doing anything on this team. Like that you get no contribution from nobody. So it's just really not good.
Somebody just looked like they were trying to join in, but we don't see them yet. They went away. But yeah, you're right. And the thing about, definitely the thing about Curry in this game is that, I mean, he played at Philly, so like he know these rims, he know his spots,
right?
So it's going to be easy for him to just to get in rhythm. So yeah, but it's not looking good. And tomorrow, I do think that we'll see a better second half effort from Philly.
I think so too.
I don't know if it's going to lead to a win. I'm really going to be watching Harden. And I think the thing about Harden is that I see a lot of people joking around in the chat, and it's hard to disagree with them. But now that there's no pressure, he probably just going to be able to go off. So and that's not what we want to see. Like, we want to see you come out and game on the line. Like, and this game was a big game for both teams. You go out and ball, man. I mean, that's it. So,
right. Especially when the other stars showed up. Like I said, Joel Embiid showed up. Joel Embiid came to play. Kevin Durant came to play. Kyrie Irving came to play. You're the fourth name in this crew, and you're the only one that ain't really showed up to do nothing. And you look out of place right now. You look out of shape, and these shots aren't falling, so it just doesn't look good. So we're going to see if we can pick it up in the second half. But like you said, a little bit of the pressure's off, so it should be a little easier for him. But he started out with missing the first shot. King Deal with the super chat early.
Man, he must be ahead of me already.
Yeah. Well, you're going to see him miss it. He'll miss a couple more. King Deal said, playoff Harden showing up early. We talked about that. I'm telling you, I said it. I wish Q was on because Q was very confident, very, very, very confident in the James Harden signing. And I think it's a good, like I said, I think it's a good move, but I'm just not convinced that it's what's going to carry them over the top. You gave up a lot to get him. And it looks good when they're both on the floor, but when you take them off the floor, you don't really have much. And that's what scares me. Tracy G said, I told y'all Embiid and Harden would be rolling on the floor. But that, like I said, man, Joel Embiid, I want him to go off again in the second half. I don't want him to, James Harden with a turnover. I don't want him to get LeBron on me and kind of, be like, this one over, let me chalk this one up. I want him to, make sure he keep going, which I think he will, because he plays with a lot of pride. Man, it's ugly. What
up, Manny?
Tracy G also asked, what's up? Is Manny on?
What's good, y'all?
What up, Manny?
What's good?
Tracy G also asked, is Harden on the decline fast?
I don't think so. He definitely was out of shape, but I don't think he's on the decline yet. I do believe that the ball, I know people was talking about the ball earlier this year. The officiating definitely took him out of his game for a while, and I think he'll just have to adjust his game to how they were officiating or are officiating. And but no, I don't think he's on the decline.
I do. I think he is. I mean, I don't think you'll see him be what he was in Houston. Like, I still think he'll be effective, and I still think he'll be good. But I don't think you'll see him be what he was in Houston. That was just a moment in time. Because honestly, I just don't think he keeps himself in. He's not dedicated to that part of the game. You know what I mean? Keeping himself in shape. Being in pristine condition. Who the hell knows what the hell might happen when he gets mad at Embiid in a year and a half from now? What other random shit he gonna pull to get out of Philly? So I think the James Harden, as you saw him in Houston, is done and over with. But can he still be a very good player? Yes.
Oh, he gonna be mad at Embiid after these playoffs.
Embiid should be mad at him right now.
Embiid wanted him, so he got him.
Yeah.
It's just one game, but this is like,
and I feel like this is exposing Philly. Like everybody got wrapped up in that winning streak, and they blowing. First of all, they playing suspect teams. Number one. Number two, like everything is all great in the beginning. These are the games where you really see. I want to see how they come out after this game, how they react after this. If this ends up being, if this, obviously still early, but.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, we know what the top end gonna do. We know exactly what we got in Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is the best player in basketball, but after him is where I start to question. I love what Maxey's doing. I'm proud of Maxey this year. That's one of my guys early. But there's no depth to this team. And if anything happens to anybody, somebody got an off night, It's over. You can't win without the three of them playing well. And it's showing itself tonight. James Harden doesn't have a good game. They're done. If Joel Embiid doesn't have a good game, they're super done. Maxey doesn't have a good game, they won't win. So it's kind of like, you need to be ticking on all cylinders now because you have no bench play. You have nothing to rely on after these guys. And these other teams got deeper. And that's what's going to hurt later on. Even though you tighten the rotations, everybody else around you got a little deeper. So,
and unlike you, I have some questions about Embiid in big spots. To me, Embiid is always kind of giving me Dwight Howard vibes, Dwight Howard in Orlando vibes. If it's like you just wonder if he really want to be that dude. He got that dog in him. And like the regular season is fine when you dominate Andre Drummond. That's cool. But in the playoffs, when things get physical, where it's a physical game and you got to have that dog energy in you, I always question if Embiid really got that. We all know his talent.
Mm-hmm. And see that stuff because you question that. Like I said, we know we don't know. We got to see if Joe. I can't wait till the playoffs so we can see exactly what's going to happen with Joel Embiid and James Harden. Can James Harden stay healthy? And if he does stay healthy, can he get hot? Like, can he finally get over the hump? Like, what's different this year about any other? Well, I guess the one difference is he never played with Joel Embiid before. But other than that, what's going to be different about him this year than any other year in the playoffs?
Nothing
showing
up.
We need to talk about Tobias Harris.
Yeah, Tobias.
Nigga, he been stealing money for years. Do we really even need to talk about him?
Yeah, because he's supposed to be the third best player. So when Shelton says if he's going down the list of players that don't show up,
he's number one. You're right.
You talking about Harden, Maxey, etc. Harris should be able to pick up the slack.
I agree with you. Tobias Harris stealing money forever.
Yeah, he's fell off tremendously though, especially since this trade. I don't even know if he done scored in double figures yet since they made the trade.
One of those guys that's a classic example of putting up empty numbers, empty calories on bad teams. And then when he gets on a good team, it's like, oh, he's just a regular ass dude. Like, that's what Tobias Harris is, man. Like, he got people gassed up because he was in Orlando putting up numbers and doing that. And as soon as he got to a good team, that shit all went out the window.
I tell y'all what, though. KD playing like y'all talking about. KD hear us talking about this other MVP people. He like, I'm going to show y'all who the real MVP is because KD playing at another level tonight.
No, but that's not even debate, man. KD is just that dude.
He's playing like it tonight, though. Like he's playing like this playoff basketball field.
Well,
it's desperation mode for them too, though.
Yeah. It's not like he got a choice.
He ain't got a choice. Like, it's desperation mode for them. It's like they got to turn it on because right now it's not looking good for the Nets. They may not even make the playoffs. They may not even make the.
We them boys, what's happening? We them boys say the 1 and 2 seeds don't want to face Brooklyn in the first round. Absolutely not, because as they're showing here, it don't matter if they're home or on the road. You're going to get, matter of fact, you don't want to see them on the road the way they're going now because Kyrie plays in. But yeah, they're unstoppable. This is a Joel Embiid versus KD game. Watching this game, I'm not going to look at the score. I'm just watching them two because they both going at it.
I agree. I think the Nets are very dangerous but everything, it's just they're such a hard team to read, man, because it's like some days you watch them and it's like, okay, this is the game that they're going to turn on. They're a lot like the Lakers in a lot of ways. I feel like if the Lakers weren't a dumpster fire, I feel like Brooklyn would be getting more attention. but I feel like the Lakers have just been an epic failure. So I think Brooklyn's kind of skating by, not getting as much attention for how they've been a disappointment.
Yes.
But it's hard. But it's hard to really gauge them because some nights you watch them and you're like, oh, okay, this is the game that Brooklyn's going to turn on, and then they get blown out by Toronto. You know what I mean, or some shit like that. So, it's really hard to really gauge them to get a read on them. But I agree. I mean, if they're firing on all cylinders, if they're healthy, yeah, they can beat anybody, especially in the East.
I think it's tough for them because they don't have consistency on the floor. You played all that time without KD. Kyrie's playing away games only. That's something new. You've never seen this before in life where you only play on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
they don't have an identity. Like what is their identity? Like what
right.
are they? Like you just
and this is a totally different team. Thus far, it's been a totally different team on the road versus at home. So it's kind of like, how can you can't really gauge them because you don't know, like, they're two different teams.
And they're just weirdly constructed too. Like they're just like a mismatch of players. Like it's hard. Like even when they had Harden, it was Harden, Kyrie, Durant, Dinwiddie, and this and that. And it's just like they just got like a lot of pieces, but do they all like really fit in the grand scheme of things? Like it's weird because I think now with Ben Simmons they have a better fitting unit.
Oh yeah, they do. They do for sure.
But now he can't play, or he's not playing because he's hurt, allegedly. And it's I don't know. They're just a weird team to analyze.
Seth Curry lighting their ass up.
He is. Like I said, and that's what I was going to say. You added Seth Curry and Andre Drummond, so you added two starters to this lineup. I've been in the minority. I thought the Nets won that trade. 100%. I've been saying that. I said that the whole time because I said
Simmons is a big if because who the hell knows where he's at mentally and physically or whatever. But bro, if he's even just average, I feel like they won that trade.
Because like I said, Seth ain't got to do nothing. Stand out there in the corner. That KD work, and if you kick it to him,
he's gonna get even more easy shots now.
Yeah, he got 20 points right now.
Yeah, but Seth be up and down, y'all. He
disappear.
This is a revenge game, but he be
like
up and down.
He's a more consistent Danny Green, but he still got them Danny Green moments where he just disappear.
Don't do it
what up,
like
FIFO?
that. What's up, FIFO?
Yo, what's good, FIFO?
Chilling. You been tuning into the game so far?
Yep. Been watching the game. Listening to y'all crazy asses.
Man, Seth, I would go that far. Seth averages 15. What I'm saying, when I talk about Seth, I don't want to make it seem overblown, but what I'm saying is what he adds to the lineup is what certain teams need when you need a piece. He's a piece. He's not a major. He ain't gonna score 20 every night. So this right here, like you said, Ken, this may be a little, he playing against his father-in-law. It may have a little juice from that too. But if he give you his average, if he hit 12 to 15 points per night and he hit a couple threes every night, he's taking some pressure off Kyrie and off KD. And that's really all they need.
Yeah,
and off Ben Simmons when he comes back.
That's all he needs to do.
All right.
Nah, he's a good player, obviously, but I don't know. I'm with Ken though. He do have his moments where he tend to disappear sometimes too. But I guess that's natural for a player of his ilk.
Yeah.
It's because he's from Duke, man.
Man, shut up.
FIFO, what are your thoughts on the
Hey,
game
y'all
so
last
far?
weekend.
You talking about on the Nets?
Yeah.
They just need some consistency, man. They with Kyrie only playing away games right now, I think that's hurting their chemistry. Ben Simmons been there for a good 2-3 weeks, hasn't played a game yet. It's one of those things where when it all comes together, I think it's going to be beautiful. But when is that going to happen? Because the previous regime only played 16 games together total. So I don't know. I agree with Manny. It is a hard team to evaluate because all pieces are not there and not firing on all cylinders. And we don't know what all cylinders really looks like for them. I don't think that they won the trade. I definitely think both teams won the trade. But I knew what Harden and Embiid was going to do off rip. Just based off of chemistry, based off of play style. It's like, okay, that works. I think that the Brooklyn Nets work. But what does it look like? We haven't seen it yet. So I don't know what the hell they are. Honestly.
I feel like this year might be too late for them. I feel like next year, hopefully once Adams lifts the damn vaccine mandate or whatever, and Ben Simmons is healthy, I think next year you'll be able to get a clear read. But I think this year, I don't know. I think this is a wash this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's a wash.
Now they're 8 seed. So who do they place? Miami? They're gonna get them about the paint. So
yeah,
Miami,
but you're not gonna have Kyrie for what?
Oh, that's just that mandate. They started lifting that. That's gonna be a non-issue. Probably by the end of this month.
Yeah, they're saying that. We'll see. I mean, again, if they lift it, great. If they don't, or they're still kind of hemming and hawing, even into next month, yeah, I don't know. Because even in the playoffs, it's like, okay, well, he doesn't go. He's not gonna play games 1 and 2. He's gonna play game 3 and 4. He's not gonna play game 5. He might play game 6. Obviously gonna play game 6. It's just weird. This whole situation is just weird.
I mean, these dudes are up 30 right now.
Yeah. Is this game more about Philly or the Nets?
I would say
I think the Nets. And the reason why I say that, look at how Seth is playing. Ben still hasn't played. I think they want to get a victory for him. I'm pretty sure that they hear the crowd and stuff like that. So this is the best way. Ben's not playing, but the best way to shut up Philly is by beating them, and that's what they're doing right now. So for me, I think they're playing this one for Ben.
Right, and I think, like I said, it's a statement game for them. But like Philly's is just off. James Harden's not going to be this off every night, regardless. So it's saying that you're taking advantage of a team that has one player right now. Maxi's off. So this is more about Brooklyn and how well they're playing more so than Philly and how bad they're playing. Because Philly has another level.
I don't know. It could be about Philly. Like Harden, I know Brooklyn came in and they wanted to get this win for Ben, and they probably had this circle on the calendar. But why didn't Philly? Why did Philly come out flat? Where is the lack of fight? What happens in the playoffs? They have to be concerned about Harden not stepping up in a big game against his previous team. There's going to be a lot of bulletin board material, a lot of trash talking about, see, Harden ain't shit. Ben Simmons going to be talking shit. So and then you're not going to be scared of him if you happen to run into him in the playoffs. It would have been nice to see at least the real version of the Sixers versus this shell of a team that's just getting outplayed, outworked, out-hustled. They look lost. Then, like, defensively, they don't know where to go. It's just bad. Like, Philly the Nets just rolling over them. This Nets team is not this good, not 30 points better than Philly.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's definitely the Nets came prepared, motivated. And you talk about Ben Simmons, like, also to prove Harden wrong. Like, you just basically had a teammate that, for all intents and purposes, quit on him. Basically said, like, I don't want to be here playing with y'all bums anymore. Like, I'm trying to be in Philly. So I think that motivates a lot of guys, especially KD. And I also think it's about Philly too, though. I also think, like what Ken said, everything that Ken said is right. Like, I think that if you had concerns about Philly, games like this will definitely raise that concern level to another level. Because it's just like, this is bad. Like, you don't, at home late in the season, you can't even, like, if this was like a January night coming off a back-to-back, like, okay, you could be like, all right, this is March. You knew that they had this game circled on their calendars, like, and this is the performance you give me? Like, yeah.
There was a lot of hype about Philly, oh my God, they got Harden, this, that, woo, 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 woo. And then, you got the bad parts of Harden too. And that's the one you don't want. Like, you need guys, And look, let's not act like swapping out Harden for Ben Simmons is, I mean, you really just, it's not like Ben Simmons show up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like Seth Curry. Seth Curry had a great playoff game, last year, it stretches against, what was Atlanta?
Mhm.
No, not Atlanta. They lost to Atlanta. But either way, when you look at what they gave up versus what they could potentially get, I don't think it's that bad of a move. And I think, but it's just like with Harden, we know he can go MI in the playoffs. But with Ben Simmons, at least we know Harden gonna take a shot.
True, but I also feel like the whole Ben Simmons thing gets a little overplayed, like a tad bit overplayed, because he did still bring defense, rebounding, other elements. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you can't discount that. Like, and we all know Harden doesn't bring any of those things. Like, if Harden's not scoring 30 points, what does he really bring? It's like you traded. It's like, okay, you traded Ben Simmons because he wouldn't take a shot, or offensively he just was a net negative. I agree, but then you lost all the other things that Ben Simmons does too, and you didn't really get back with Harden.
But the thing is that you gain so much more on the offensive end, right? Like the threat of the shot,
Yeah.
and I talked about this for several years with Ben Simmons. Sometimes when the ball gets rotated to you, you have to, even if it's a guaranteed miss, it's the flow of the game. And that is big with James Harden, because now, number one, you can't sag off of him in pick and roll situations. And also you have to hustle your butt over there when the ball's in rotation. Now there's so many more perimeter shooters that are willing to take a shot, that threat alone is such an upgrade for this team that you're willing to give up what Ben Simmons had on defense, because you can make it up in other places. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're going to ask more out of Joel Embiid to be more of a rim protector for everybody. You're going to ask Tobias and Co to pick up some perimeter defense that obviously James Harden doesn't give you. But the threat of just taking the appropriate shot is so great that you're willing to give up what Ben does great. And it's worth it. It's worth it to this team. Now, if we're talking about asking Joker or Rudy Gobert to step up offensive, no, that's too much of an ask. But for the rest of those guys to pick up James Harden on defense, you can ask that. You could definitely ask that. Now let's play the if game a little bit, because I saw a report where Philly probably is not done and they're looking to potentially acquire Bradley Beal in the offseason to make a big three. What do y'all feel about that?
I kind of feel like that's another New Jersey Nets situation. Like, I feel like a lot of these teams get caught up in getting names, but don't focus on fit and like putting chemistry and fit together. Like, that just feels like, oh, who's a big name that's available? Bradley Beal? Okay, we'll go get him. Like, this is nothing against Bradley Beal, the player, but it's like, how does he fit with James Harden and Embiid? Like, now you get another ball dominant guy. Like, who defers? Who somebody, obviously, when you get three guys like that, somebody's gonna have to take a step back offensively. Like, so who is that? I mean, you would think it's Harden, but
who would they give up? Harris?
Yeah, they had to give it to Tobias to make the money work. So my thing is this.
Yeah.
Tobias is an 18-point, 20-point scorer. With two other all-stars on the roster. So to me, you swap out him for Bradley. I disagree with you a little bit, Manny, because the fit, in my opinion, is awesome, because Bradley can play on or off ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to be a dominant ball handler, right? Like we saw that last year with Russell Westbrook. Didn't Russell average or damn near average another triple-double in Washington? And Bradley still got his. The difference is now is that, I may just have to spot up a little bit more because we got a monster down low. But Bradley is, I think, even with James Harden and Joel Embiid on the same court, can easily average between 18 to 22 a game efficiently, because he's going to get way easier shots than he's ever gotten.
Yep.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, listen.
You ain't leaving Bradley Beal. You're not going to leave Harden. So it should definitely open up things for.
I mean, obviously, if they offered that trade, I think you'd be stupid not to make it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think it's a slam dunk like everybody's just gonna assume it is. Oh yeah, it's a slam dunk. I don't know. To me, I still worry about fit and how things just look chemistry wise.
So Manny, if not Bradley Beal, who's a good fit as a third wheel for the 76ers?
That's a good question. If not Bradley Beal, who? Damn, put me on the spot there. Because they got Maxey.
He's
hard.
He's one of the best fits. My question is, what are you going to give up to get him? Because they ain't going to take. I wouldn't take no Tobias straight up for no Bradley.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to give up something else other than
you're probably gonna have to give Tyrese
Maxey. That's probably a 3-team trade right there because you gotta have access. Because what is Philly?
Not even
future draft picks.
Future draft picks. Tyrese Maxey is the main cog in this thing. Tobias Harris, you're getting an 18-point scorer, proven in the NBA, no matter what squad he's on. Tyrese Maxey, you get the upside. You get, a couple second-round picks, maybe a couple first-round picks. But at the end of the day,
I like Maxey though.
I do too. But there's still unknown with him when we know what Bradley Beal is.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking like, is that the best move for Washington? I know it's the best move for Philly. Now Philly can make that happen.
I got to see who would be available. Like, I don't just want to throw a name out there, just throw a name. I got to see who's available. But would be a good third.
That's a good move for Philly, even with Maxey in that deal. I like that three together. Like you said, Beal can play out the ball and he's gonna hit big shots. He ain't scared of the moment, and he's gonna be on the court. He's gonna be out there no matter what. I think he'll show up. And
I like
you got three players.
Plus he plays well with Embiid. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
You know what this looks like to me on paper is a super version of the Portland Trail Blazers. You got Dame. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that James Harden is Dame in sense of clutch, but they are the same in the sense that they'll bust your ass for 50 and you can't stop it. CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal, guys that can go get their own buckets, get 20, 30, 40 any given night. And then, obviously Nurkic versus Joel Embiid. Joel, obviously better in every way. But I just think that that's the model in which they can attack as a trio. Somebody is going to have to score 18 to low 20s. You can't have three guys 25 plus points. I ain't never seen three guys. I've seen two guys, but I ain't never seen three guys 25 plus points.
What about somebody like Buddy Hield?
Buddy Hield. To me, Bradley Beal is a better version. A little bit more aggressive defensively.
I feel like Buddy Hield will accept a role that I don't think Bradley Beal would. You get what I'm saying?
See, and that's where I differ with you, Manny, is that I feel Bradley Beal has known what it is to be the man,
right?
And he hasn't gotten his guys to the playoffs. So if I have to take a secondary role, and just be efficient in the shots that I get, and just knowing that there's gonna be games where I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna be the guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's more about winning. I think Bradley can make that move because again, if he was coming from a winning situation where he's the guy, then it's going to be more difficult for that type of guy to take a lesser role. But when you've been the guy and you haven't won nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. Listen, I don't want to make it sound like I'm sitting here and saying, no, you turn down a Bradley Beal trade. Of course. I'm just saying, and you make a great point. If Bradley Beal feels that way, then of course. But you and I both know how guys are. Everybody says the right things in the beginning, and then you have a game like tonight where you lose by 30. Damn, I only got 10 shots, or we lose a playoff game and you only got, 6 touches or whatever. Are guys going to be willing to accept that role? I don't know that. That's a great question. I don't know if Bradley Beal's going to be able to do that. Bradley Beal may feel like, damn, I should be the guy that should be getting people to come play with me, not the other way. I don't know.
Now, see, I think at this point in Bradley Beal, but based off what I've seen and know of Bradley Beal, which I don't know him personally, of course, but the way I see his personality is a little different than most, and I think that he would be, like FIFO said, I think at this point it's about winning. And if you could join a Joel Embiid, then that's what you'll do. Very few people are more into being the man than they are winning. And it's proven that he's going to need another horse in this race. So why not the best horse?
True. I agree. If I was Bradley Beal, I'd run to Philly. You know what I'm saying? But Willie?
Mm-hmm.
Willie.
I just think he.
Yeah.
We won't know till we see it, but I think
exactly.
He will. I just think so. Oblivion Radio with the super chat, with the nice super chat. Hey man, we appreciate the super chat love. Y'all can keep it going, man. We with you. We with you tonight. Sure. Oblivion Radio said, I went to the Nuggets Warriors game, and you know what sucks? Curry and Clay didn't play because Steve Kerr wanted them to rest. And I'm more pissed off that they're going to play them now. Do you think it's messed up?
Yeah. I mean, I listen, I think load management, like, I get it. I get it from a practical standpoint, but I think it sucks. You know what I'm saying? If you're a fan, like, yo, let's say you're a lower middle class family that can barely afford to get them tickets, and you want to take your kid to go see fucking Curry and you want to take them to see Splash Brothers, right? And that's that one game they don't play. Like, that shit sucks. I feel like that hurts the product, man. From a fan engagement perspective, I feel like it hurts the product.
So they're playing tonight. They didn't play at the game that he went to.
They set those guys. I think they set Wiggins that game too, but even though he's an all-star, he don't really matter. But they said,
that is
man. Tickets is not cheap. This isn't like $10 to go to a fucking basketball game. Like, them shits is, you got to pay for parking and concessions and all that. Like, it's not cheap, man. So I feel for.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't look. You don't want to go see Jordan Poole and Moody and fucking Kuminga. You want to see Curry and Clay.
Yeah,
right.
You don't want to see them other guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's annoying that you got to be like looking at the schedule. Oh, this was a back-to-back. Oh, they may not play that game. Oh shit, this is a national television. Okay, they might play that game. Oh damn, they playing the Kings and they 10-60. Oh, they ain't gonna play that game. Like, that's stupid. That's annoying.
Oblivion.
Curry, Clay versus Joker. Come on, man. I would want to see that.
That's
And like you said, you could be coming from out of town. Oblivion, I got a similar story. I went to go see the Hornets play the Hawks. And I was so excited about my first time seeing LaMelo, and him and several other players caught COVID that night and was pulled from the lineup. This one when COVID was hot and heavy. We played about 7 players. I think the only star that played was Bridges.
But that's different.
On that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That the difference is my people didn't have a choice.
Right.
He is dead. But I feel him on that. You go in to see.
In Oblivion, I would complain. Like, depending on how much you pay, like, yo, I'd be like,
you should get a rank check.
Yeah, like I feel like more fans should do that shit, because I hear it a lot from fans, like, yo, I bought tickets to this fucking game and Kawhi sat or whatever. Like, yo, I would raise hell about that shit. Like, yo, it's not cool, man. Like, we're not getting cheap ass and going to an NBA game is not cheap. It is not. Like, I'll be in Dallas in a couple, and I'm trying to go to that Laker Dallas game the week I'm there, and tickets is for nosebleeds is $500-$600 for nosebleeds.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, and it's like, there's a possibility Luka may not even play in that game. There's a possibility LeBron may not play in that game.
Oh, it's a strong possibility LeBron won't play. His knee messed up.
So it's
that's
like
that old age right there, boy.
I feel like we as podcasters, media, whatever, like, we don't talk enough about that. Like, that's just a bad look for the NBA, man. Like, imagine you go to an NFL game and Brady's just sitting because he just took a day off. Like, what?
That would be great for me.
Well, but my point is, like, yo, you go to a Chiefs game and Mahomes decided he don't want to play. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and
that's worse.
Just like, what?
Yeah,
I gotta sit here and watch Chase Daniels or whatever.
Hey, Manny, just circling back, just some info, because I looked it up, and apparently Bill wants to go to Philly.
Oh, he does? Okay.
That's the difference.
Well, I mean, hey, if he wants to go and everybody's amenable to that trade, then yeah, of course. He'd be stupid not to. Again, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying I even would turn the trade down. I'm just saying I'm speaking on it from and you know how that. I'm always like, because you know how guys are. Everybody, remember Russell Westbrook and Harden loved each other when they were. Oh, my mama and his mama best friends. Oh, we love each other. We was roommates when we first got to OKC. And first sign of trouble, all that best friend shit go out the window.
Was Bradley Beal making a stink when Russ was doing all that stuff? I don't think he was.
Nah, he actually talked very positively about Russell Westbrook. He actually said that he heard a lot of the negative things about Russ until he got a chance to play him. And then his whole attitude about Russ just changed. And he spoke very highly of Russell Westbrook.
And I think you're right. Bradley Beal's a different dude anyway. Like, I don't feel like he gets caught up in a lot of the other shit. But
he's the consummate gentleman.
Yeah, he's more of a quiet star. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those guys that ain't making a whole lot of noise. He just go out and play his game and just he just plays. And like I said, I don't remember ever hearing anything from him, in the negative as far as his mouth in the media.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they can make the trade. God bless him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely.
These boys are turning this ball over like it's like middle school.
Yeah, this game's over. This is done.
Drink More Water said, what does Philly have to do to get Beal? What does Philly have to get Beal?
That's
Tyrese Maxey.
He said they gave all their tradable picks to get Harden and Maxey. Harris and Thibault isn't enough of trade assets. And how does
gotta keep Thibault?
They'll keep Thibault, but they'll obviously Maxey have to be included. Some draft picks. That's why I think maybe another team will be added to that trade just for. Because I'm thinking if Washington makes that trade, Washington's blowing it up. Washington's done. Like, they're moving. See you in 2030 or whatever. Like, so obviously they're going to need more than just what Philly's going to offer. So that's why I would think another team would have to be in that trade.
Yeah, like you said, they gave up all their tradable picks to get Harden. And Maxey, Harris, and Thibault isn't enough of trade assets. They're not going to take just two of them. I don't think so. Not for Bradley Beal, because they could get more elsewhere. I would have to see what else.
Shelton, I think Tobias Harris is an expiring contract next year, so that is a valuable piece. That's a lot of money coming off the books.
So Harris, Maxey, a couple of future first round picks.
Yep. Because you're not trading for Tobias the player, you're trading for Tobias the contract.
Right.
That's 20 some plus million coming off the books.
But I feel like with trades, you gotta when you trade a guy of that ilk in Beal, like I feel like you gotta have something to sell to your fans. Like, oh, we got this guy back. You know what I mean?
Maxey and draft picks.
From
a business perspective, like I get adding what's his face, because obviously that's an expiring contract. But like, is Maxey and draft picks enough to sell? Like,
he has 2 more years on that deal.
So that means so 2 more years this year and next year.
No, next year he has 22, 23, and 23, 24.
God damn.
Yeah, that's not an expiring contract, and he's getting 37. He's making 35 this year, 37 next year, and 39 the year after.
$37 million, bro. Like, that shit is just.
That's crazy. What? And think about it, right? Like, Manny, that's not the entirety of the that's just 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me to think, like, damn, Tobias Harris makes almost $40 million.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to take that on, not for Bradley Beal. I wouldn't take Tobias Harris for Bradley Beal in a million years. There's nothing he adds to my team that's going to make me give up a Bradley Beal for him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe Washington is that dumb and they just want to get him off and just go away. Like, or maybe Washington be like, yo, man, you've been You've been a superstar. You've been a face of our franchise for a long time. You know, we'll do you a solid. You want to go to Philly? Okay, we'll facilitate that. It's one of those.
Really missing what this is all about. It
What's
really
up?
just says how great Kuzma has been since he got there, and they're ready to build
You couldn't wait.
the franchise around him.
You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait, right?
The guy Kuz.
Hey, Kuzma's been playing well for them though.
He has. It's easy when there's no LeBron and AD and you get shots.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to run around and play a role.
Right.
You know what?
It's easy when they don't make Kyle Kuzma try to be, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love 2.0, 2.3.
Yeah. I'm just looking at body language and stuff like that. Kyrie and Durant wanted Harden ass up out of there. They wanted his ass gone, and I think they are happy he's gone. I don't know what happened. KD gonna say all the right things, but the way they just shook hands and stuff, like it looked like they are just happier with him off that team.
Hey man, nobody knows what goes on in those locker rooms, man.
And the other thing is, have we ever seen Harden talk shit to somebody? And I'm asking because I'm going back to KD and Embiid in each other's face. And how they just, both of them. It's like, bring it, I'm going to bring it, blah, 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 whatever they were saying. And I'm like, man, does Harden have that type of moxie?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's in his.
Have we seen it?
No, I don't think that motivates. Honestly, the only time I've ever seen it is like with Giannis.
That's different, though. He just, that's not on the court. I'm talking about on the court.
Yeah. I don't think he has that, Ken. We haven't seen it. He's been in the league too many years for it not to happen. So that's just not part of him. He's not. You can't push him to, like, when you make him angry, right? Or to talk shit to him. Like, that doesn't get his mojo flowing. There's some guys that are like that. D Wade was one of those guys. You got him mad. It didn't matter if that man was 2 for 30. He's about to go 7 for 7 and end the game on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just guys that could turn it on like that. And I don't think James is one of those guys.
I wonder if that could hurt them in the playoffs, because you kind of need some of that. You need that Dame mentality. That
I feel like that's what's in the past. Like, he doesn't have that extra gear. You know what I'm saying?
Giannis.
That
shit.
That dog.
But do we think that Joel has it? If Joel has it, then they're fine.
I don't want to say he doesn't. I haven't seen it as much as consistent as I should be for a guy of Joel's stature. Like, I said
Joel got it.
I feel like I said earlier before you jumped on before, I was like, to me, Joel still gives me a lot of Dwight Howard and Orlando vibes. Like, he just want to be the cool.
Disrespect, I know.
Like, does Joel have that, like, I'm a fucking bust you in your mouth type shit? Like, I don't know. We'll see.
I think for 2 seasons he's proven it. I think before last year, no, we would have liked to seen it consistently, but before last year we didn't see it. Last year we saw it, and it's like, okay, well, can you do it again? You're doing it again. So, you know, I think he's a little bit more proven than not. Now, are there other guys that I feel have it more than Joel and have done it for longer? Of course. But I think Joel has enough of it. And I think these playoffs we'll see. We'll see, because somebody gotta have. So one of your big dogs on your squad gotta have that in them. And if you don't have that, you can't win a chip. And we'll see how much Joel has, because there's gonna be moments in time where Harden just disappears during the playoffs. Can Joel pick him up?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And Tron said Harden is definitely a behind your back dude. That's funny.
Yeah. He just has it. You can just tell. He's just one of them niggas.
You sound like Harden to call the police or something.
Hey, listen. Listen. All I know is Harden has had a problem with every superstar teammate he's ever played with.
Yeah. Who was it that always said at some point it's you? Was it you,
It's
Ken?
yo, he like that 35-year-old chick that's still dogging men like men ain't shit. And after a while, it's like, no, sweetie, it's you. You 40, it's you. Like, I feel like that's what Harden is. It's like after a while, it's like, nah, my nigga, like it's you. You love. You wanted Howard, you got Howard, you don't want Howard. Okay, you wanted Chris Paul, now you don't want Chris Paul. You wanted Russell Westbrook, now you don't want Russell. At some point, it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Drink more water. Yeah, I didn't like some of Harden's. Embiid's body language, especially going in at the second half, in the second quarter, going into a timeout. He just looked out of it, like he got.
I feel like Embiid's the front runner. I feel like Embiid, when everything's going great, you know, he's waving to the crowd, he's laughing, trolling, and like when things aren't going right, I feel like Embiid's like, oh well, shit. Oh, bah humbug type shit. Like, all right, like, I show some a little bit of leadership.
Isn't that most players though?
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, I get it. It's hard to be into the game when you get your ass fucking handed to you by 30. I get it, but I don't know. Like you said, it's the body language. It's just the. It's just that intangible that you look at when you look at certain players. And it just doesn't. It's not a good look.
I think one guy that stays consistent, and it is Curry.
Yeah.
For a while, I thought Curry was a front runner. I've said it on this program plenty of times. But when they were losing, and Curry would have good games, like he stayed the same. That season when they were down, even a little bit last year, like he stayed the same guy. And even if he does something in games where they're trailing, like if he gets on a streak, he seems pretty consistent in how he is with his temperament.
I agree. I think Steph has shown that. I feel like LeBron earlier in his career was like that, but I feel like later on in his career, LeBron's body language has been a little iffy too in these type of situations.
You think that y'all think that has more to do with LeBron and him not having the ability to push forward? Meaning, like, he's more disappointed in himself that he can't take over and be just a complete difference.
I don't know. I think LeBron is I don't know the opposite term of front runner, but I've seen LeBron hype himself up after making a big play losing. Because I remember time he would do it. I'm like, bro, you losing by 10. What are you doing?
No, I don't think LeBron's a front runner. I think LeBron is definitely. I just think his body language sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. Like like when things go. But I feel like that's been more like second Cleveland run and now LA. Because early in his career, I always felt like that was the one thing I did like about LeBron. Like even when he was losing, even when he was trailing, it always felt like LeBron was still the same emotionally. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard because we just psychoanalyzing and reading player body languages. Like, who the fuck knows?
Drink more water with the super chat. Drink more water said Embiid is 5 for 17. Harden is 3 for 17. Are these two the most free throw line superstars ever? Philly's offense is just foul.
Maybe
Harden kicking
Harden for sure.
Shaq used to get to a line a lot too. So I think that's just part of like Embiid's game.
Yeah.
But
with Embiid, it feels more natural. Like with Harden, it's like he plays for the officials, he plays for the fouls, he plays for the whistle. So
yeah, and he was pressing, a little bit early, but he had to. He had, like I said, he had no choice. He was only out there playing. So I really didn't mind his 5 for 17. It's the others I mind.
Yeah, I think when you look at any elite scorer in the NBA, if they're not shooting more than 5 to 6 free throws, they're leaving points on the table. All of my basketball coaches have always told me that. If you want to be a legit 20-point scorer, you got to get to the free throw line, because what that shows is aggression. Obviously, in James Harden's point, I agree with you, man. He overstates and plays to the whistle, right? Like it's not like James Harden is being aggressive. He's fishing for those calls and those technicalities, and he gets a lot of them. But for the most part, I don't care who you are. I don't care what name is at the back of your jersey. If you're going to be a legit 20-point scorer, 20 plus, 22, 25, 27, 28, you got to get to the free throw line close to 10 times a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went 19 times in the first half. So
yeah,
now,
that's excessive. But
to what Ken's point earlier, and we were talking about this, we wanted to see the second half. I'm disappointed in how they came out. They didn't come out with the fire that I expected. Like you said, I expected them to kind of make a little dent in that in the third quarter, and we saw the same.
I'm getting you could just tell this game they just didn't have it.
Yeah, but they just didn't have it at all. I thought, like I said, I thought they tried to close the gap a little bit in the second half. I figured that Brooklyn would let up and they would kind of step on it a little bit, being at home especially. But no, they ain't come out with no kind of firepower in the second half. Yeah, and this game was over midway through the third.
This post game is going to be interesting, and I'm hopefully Ben Simmons to get back on the court now that this is over.
So why isn't he playing? His back?
They are protecting him. So they're saying it's his back. He had back spasm or something, but now he's been fully cleared for contact. I think that's the latest.
I didn't expect him to play this game. Even if he was healthy, I didn't expect him to. I think they would have brought him back the next game. I didn't expect him to be back for this game. Anyway, so even if he was healthy, I didn't expect him to play this game.
Let me see.
We all know about Benjamin.
Marty McFly with the super chat. What's up, Marty? Marty said, off topic, if you could have been at any sporting event live, which one and why? Mine would have been the 06 Rose Bowl or Tyson Buster Douglas.
06 Rose Bowls.
I love a great back and forth or upsets.
06 Rose Bowl's a good one. That's arguably one of the top 2 or 3 college football games of all time. Sporting event.
Texas was Texas USC?
That's the Vince Young game.
Vince Young, yeah.
Sporting event? Oh shit. Super Bowls? No.
What Rose Bowl matchup was that?
USC and Texas.
That was Texas.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I would definitely be at that. I was a big Vince Young fan. You know which one? Well, he's talking about back and forth games, right? But Michael Vick versus Florida State.
New
York.
That was awesome.
I feel like college football, any college event, like I feel like I would have wanted to go to like a big college football national championship game, like obviously 06 Rose Bowl, the 84 Orange Bowl, Nebraska, Miami. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm a Nebraska fan, but
I think games 5, 6, and 7 of that Warriors Cavs series where the Cavs came back. Those were nuts. So especially when Kyrie and LeBron were going off.
Game 7 was
imagine seeing that shit live.
Yeah, Game 7 was a close one. So I definitely Game 7. Games 5 and 6 were blowouts.
It's for the performances though. But if you're talking about close games, you're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna just say Kobe's last game. Only because I don't think we've seen a player play their final game and put on that type of performance, especially an unexpected heroic performance, because Kobe struggled early that game, and to put up 60, like, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
that's a good one, FIFA.
That's a good one. Yeah, that is a really good one.
That All-Star game I posted earlier too. I'm not good with years. I'm trying to find it so I can tell you what year this was, but it was whatever year it was that AI, Stephon Marbury, and Kobe.
Oh, the 2001 All-Star game? The 2001 All-Star game in DC?
Was that 01?
Yeah, that was 01 in DC.
That was mine. That was amazing basketball to watch, and they were playing hard both ends of the court.
Yeah. Being the baseball guy, obviously like a Mets World Series game, like being at Game 6 of the '86 World Series, the ball to Buckner. That's like those moments that just live in history. That's a game I want to be a part of. Like that's the type of shit that you talk to you'll tell your grandkids about type shit. Like I was there when Ray Allen hit that shot in Game 6.
Mm.
Yeah.
Stuff like those games.
Hey, I would have wanted to see that Rams Chiefs game too. Remember a couple years ago?
Oh, 54-48 or whatever.
Yeah.
Wasn't that in Mexico City?
Was it? No, I don't think so. Was it?
I think that was in Mexico City, wasn't it? That was the game in
I can't
Mexico
remember.
City.
I'm gonna have to look back.
Wrong.
It was some good game.
It was a hell of a
or-
game. Yeah, I remember it was a Monday night, but I could have sworn that was the Mexico City game.
it might have been, or that was a Monday night, yeah. Or that Lamar game against Kansas City that same year, I think it was. That was a great game too.
What about the Chiefs Bills from this past year?
That's definitely a good one too.
That's
It's some
good.
good. It's funny that none of us named the Jordan game.
I lived in
didn't like
Chicago.
Jordan.
I'm good.
Yep.
During that
I'm
whole
good.
run.
I like Jordan.
I'm good.
Probably
I never
game
seen them in real life, but
698.
just
Probably
Which
game
one?
6 in Utah.
I saw him play. I went to see him play Charlotte. I think that was the only time I saw Jordan play.
I never saw him in person.
I did once. I saw Kobe twice, I think.
I never saw Kobe in person either.
I saw Kobe in Atlanta, and I saw him in Charlotte.
I seen LeBron. I never saw Kobe. And I never saw Jordan.
But just that level of,
I saw Kuzma. We saw Kuzma live. though.
Hey, man.
That was before LeBron got there.
Oh, Kyle.
man, that level of performance though, it's just crazy to me to watch some of those guys. Even on TV, their level of
I
intensity.
saw the 90s Knicks in person. I saw Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley in person.
But yeah, those guys' level is just ridiculous. Some of these guys, man, they're superior athletes and talents, but their mindset and championship thinking abilities make them hard to stop. And it's like to put all that together and to see that on the court is amazing. I would have loved to have seen Kobe and Jordan play, or AI the time he crossed Jordan up. I would have loved to have seen that game.
Ben not gonna Ben not gonna shake hands.
No.
Oh man, he just walked off.
Fuck them niggas.
I told you, Danny Green said that. Danny Green said he wasn't gonna shake their hand. He said, I guarantee you he ain't gonna shake no hand.
Dang, Ben.
You know he don't fuck with them, so
They,
like,
they wouldn't shake his hand.
listen. Why be fake though? Like if they don't fuck with each other, we don't fuck with y'all. Well, I don't fuck with them. So it's like, what are we doing here? Hey, it is what it is. Damn, 129 to 100.
Yeah, fluke game.
Damn.
I would say it's a fluke game. They shot damn near 60-some% versus they're probably still under 30. But they came out. They sent the message. They had a purpose.
Doc Rivers, man, your team came out and y'all was not prepared to play. Come on, Doc.
Yeah. But
Doc, but come on.
anyway. Well, that's it, ladies and
we
gentlemen.
got one more super chat from Drink More Water. Drink More Water said, did y'all talk about Khalil Mack to the LA Chargers?
I was just about to bring that up too before.
Wow.
Talk about it on Tuesday.
Khalil Mack to the LA Chargers.
It's not official, is it?
It is.
It won't be till next week.
Oh, okay.
To the league
The
year.
agreed in principle is gonna happen.
That's gonna be a sack fest.
It's a good trade for the LA Chargers if he's healthy.
I think it'll be fine, but
Hey, if he's healthy, who you doubling?
Yeah, that's a good. Mac and Bosa and yeah, that's
Can't double them both. You got to pick a side. Which one you gonna go single with?
That division is going to be a bloodbath.
That's the hardest division in football now.
Probably in history. If all those teams play up to their potential,
Mm-hmm.
Damn, like, because it's not a bad. I mean, maybe the Raiders, but it's not a bad team in that division at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to look at the trade to see, how significant it was, but yeah, no, we didn't talk about Wentz going to the Commanders. Nobody give a damn about Carson Wentz.
Old Carson.
But I'm sure Nick will bring it up Tuesday, but yeah,
Hey,
I don't know.
that's the biggest news story of the day, man. Finally got baseball.
Oh yeah, you still doing the 365 on that?
Yeah, I am. I've been fucking busy.
I got you. What I will say is it's funny because we were just talking about that shit on Tuesday, and then 2 days later, these motherfuckers strike a deal.
Well, have you been like following? So the executive board are the ones that are actually in the room negotiating, but it was the rank and file players that voted against the executive board because the executive board they all turned down the latest proposal, and then all the other players were like, "Nah, we taking this deal."
Oh, so they want to play.
They want to play. They want to play. Well, bro, the players won, bro. Like the players won. Like they got everything they wanted and then some.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they're gonna play a full season too, right?
Yeah, so they're playing a full season. It's coming back 162. They're gonna make up the 6 games they lost with double headers at the end of the year. So some teams lost 6 games, some teams lost 7, some teams lost 5 with the off day built in day. So they'll make those up.
I wouldn't want to do it at the end. I want to do it at the beginning. Let's get this out the way.
True. Although it sucks though because they got rid of 2 things that I really enjoyed: the 7-inning doubleheader. They got rid of that. And they got rid of the man on second base in the 10th inning. So it's going to be extra innings, the old school way.
Oh wow!
And I love the extra inning rule. I was like, this shit moves the game along because that way we get rid of these marathon fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
But they did eliminate the and all the rule changes they came up with. That's going into effect next year. So the elimination of the shift, all that's going in next year. But universal DH though, in both leagues, starting this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Agency starts tonight. Like as soon as they ratified it, so at 6:00 Eastern, free agency is on. Because they got to report in like 2 days.
That's crazy. I hope they're ready. Hey, could everybody on the chat, could everybody that's in the chat, we got like 112 people still on the show right now. Could y'all do me a favor, please? A couple favors, matter of fact. 1, if you have not liked it, could you please like it? 2, if you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. And 3, could you do me a favor and share it and have somebody join on with us next Tuesday? Let's put up some record numbers together, please. We appreciate the love and support.
And drop a review. iTunes, Spotify, all that. Drop a review if you just a podcast on you. If you listen on the podcast side of things, like drop a review, man. It also helps the show. Drop a review. 5 stars.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all being here as always, man. And appreciate the love, man. And we want to keep bringing you content and bringing you good content and keep it rolling, but we can't do it without your support and help. So we appreciate the love.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, man. We'll catch you guys Tuesday.